In this video, it's Trump trying to explain his tariffs. He's going to put tariffs on everybody. These tariffs are going to bring in so much money. We're just going to be underwater with tariff money, and we're going to be doing so great and so fantastic. Everybody's going to be happy, and it's going to be the world we all wanted in the first place. Couple things with this video. One is you have to look at Trump's face. They have put heavy white makeup all over his face to try to lighten, and hide the blue swellings under his eyes. And I must admit, he looks much better today than he normally does, but his story on tariffs doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to put out a list of all of the things he said he was going to eliminate taxes on. He doesn't want to have taxes on all kinds of various income. He doesn't want to have taxes, like he said, on overtime. He doesn't want to have taxes on all kinds of things. So I'll put out a list of that so you can look. It's easy to make a promise, and Trump will easily lie. He doesn't care about what he's saying. He's an old man, and he's going to lie his way through this election, and he's going to promise anything, and it goes into crazy land. So here the moderator says it's going to add about at least $7 trillion to our deficit, and a whole lot more, probably double that in reality, by having all of these tariffs. And in another video, I already discussed what China and Russia are doing in order to solve the tariff problem. They're using a backdoor exchange. They're using rubles and yuan in order to conduct business. And China has a huge business outside of the United States. It goes to Africa, Australia, Samoa, all kinds of countries, and South America that the United States doesn't do that much business with. Trump is thinking of China and Russia, but there's so much more to the world, and China knows that, and China is doing business and is converting all of these other countries to yuan, not to the US dollar. So Trump, of course, is defending his position because he has really pushed this. This is the position he's going to die on, and it's not going to work. But let's hear Trump talk about his position on tariffs.
Like a lot of the things you want to do in terms of tax cuts, some of the spending proposals, but like many business people, what they're often worried about is the cost. And the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, which is a bipartisan outfit, put out some predictions the other day. If you add up all the promises you've made, and your plans would add $7.5 trillion to the debt. That's more than twice the total for Vice President Harris. You're on course to push up debt up to 150% of GDP. This is a very business-like audience. Why should they trust you with that?
It's going to be an absolute word salad.
Beautiful, like steel mills and factories that are empty and falling down. Some have been converted to senior citizens' homes, but that's not going to do the trick. And we're going to bring the companies back. We're going to lower taxes still further for companies that are going to make their product in the USA. We're going to protect those companies with strong tariffs, because I'm a believer in tariffs. I'm not sure that you are. I don't think you are, but I congratulate you on your career. But to me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff. And it's my favorite word. It needs a public relations firm to help it, but to me it's the most beautiful word in the dictionary.
Tariffs, do you think that will bring in the revenues? To use another bipartisan group,
Yeah,
Pearson Institute, they say they'll only bring in $200 billion. That's barely the cost of two of your promises.
Yeah, but that's like for what company are you talking about, okay? Look, I've brought in with tariffs, and I was just getting started. Then COVID came, and we had because I tell you what, I did a very good job in COVID. Nobody knew what the hell it was. I call it the China virus.
He did a terrible job with COVID. He killed thousands, hundreds of thousands of American citizens. They were not prepared. They were not adequately treated. They were dying in emergency rooms. They were dying in trucks. They were packing them up anywhere they could store a body. And people were coming in. They were getting the wrong treatment. And Trump was saying things like, use bleach, to kill the germs. And when Trump got sick, he had 9 doctors. Trump had 9 doctors. The American citizens often had none because they were so pressed. The staff didn't want to come in and work. The doctors were overworked, and everything was a mess. Trump refused to acknowledge that he didn't know what he was doing. He kept trying to lead, and he was leading everybody over the cliff. I'm sorry if you lost a relative during the COVID disaster, Trump's presidency, year 2020. Actually, it started in 2019, but he didn't admit it until January of 2020, or maybe it was February of 2020. And by then, it was too late, and he was not willing to give up control and allow qualified people to handle the COVID crisis. He wanted to be the expert and be in control, and for that reason, so many Americans died. And I'm sorry if you suffered a loss in your family, but it's really exasperating. The guy ruined the United States. He ruined many families. He is a disaster. He was a disaster and should never, ever get near the presidency again. Why would you hand such an important job to such an unqualified, disastrous president? Let me know. Like and subscribe. Bye.